guys, we are back here on the Nina Air Show with my spiritual daughter Onika Brathwaite, and we're continuing on with the story, her inspiring story about her sexual molestation at 9 years old. So guys, we're back. Welcome back.
Thanks again.
I know, right? It's been really good. Your bravery I myself can learn from. So I am very blessed by your story today. Amen. So let's get started. We just have a few more questions, guys, for this final episode, and then we're gonna wrap it up. If you can tell us, where can we? I don't think we talked about this. Where can we actually find Onika?
Onika is on YouTube. I have a platform on YouTube, which I only really started 3 weeks ago. After my
Wow.
third video, I decided, okay, I think I should go on YouTube, because an older woman saw me one Sunday and she said, "You're the young lady that talks on YouTube." I said, "No, it's not me." She said, "That talking about pretending." I said, "Oh, yes, but it's not you." She said, "One of the young people channels." I was watching it. So I actually went home then and sourced, got some information about how to start a YouTube channel, and I just uploaded all 3 videos one time. I also have an Instagram page. It's called Onika Talks, and for now I'm thinking about something else, but I'll leave that until it's finished.
But the YouTube channel is called Onika Talks as well. We will put all of that in the description for you and across the screen. So both Instagram and YouTube is called Onika Talks, and whatever else in store, she have a different name for it, which you will know later. Yes, but stay tuned, guys. So you mentioned your book. You want to tell us a bit about that, just to inspire us more? We don't want to hear just a book. Like, inspire us.
This book, I would say, started to manifest within the last 2 years. I felt like I had so much to say, but talking was not enough. And there was something inside of me that said, write a book. And I'm like, but I'm not an author. I don't even like reading, so how am I going to write a book? And I started to write stuff down, and it started to unfold. And each time I would tell someone my story verbally, they would be like, "Girl, you could write a book." And I would laugh because I thought it was just talk.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to find the sequence in which I would write this book. And I remember sharing that with you once, and you said, "When you're finished, you're going to change this, and you're going to change the name too." And I thought, no, I am good. This is how I'm doing it. This is the name. But God was not in it at the time. I think God inspired me to start. But when I thought of the name and the way I was going to do it, it was not God. It was me.
That's right.
And over the last couple of months, I'm actually finished and just waiting for publishing now.
Yep.
God kind of shifted things and renamed it one morning. And it all came after I decided I didn't want to be a churchy girl. So I didn't want churchy at all. But because that is who I am, it was so difficult to separate the two.
That's it.
So when he downloaded the name for me after a series of conversations and prophetic words and dreams and visions, it fit and it made sense, and I accepted. God, it is you that is doing this, not me. I am planning a book launch in November. This is the first place I'm going to say, November 8th. We'll have a few books for sale.
Yes.
We'll discuss about it, but the book is all me.
Yes.
There are persons that would hear I'm writing a book. Even today, the publisher said to me, "Who's the book about?" I said, "Me." He was like, "Oh." As in, "You're so young, what you could have to talk about?"
Yes.
But he didn't understand. And I think God knew. And some things I put myself in, and some things I was allowed to go through, because it kind of built body for this book. I talk about the molestation. I talk about promiscuity. I talk about looking for love in the wrong places. I talk about a failed marriage, the death of a child. I talk about everything.
So it's very relatable, because what I'm hearing coming from you are relatable stories that all of us at some point or some level, our stories may seem different because of the different walks of life and the different experiences, but when you really think about it, we all share something. We all have, as I said on my post this morning, we see beautiful flowers, But when we see these beautiful flowers, we don't know the soil that these flowers were in. We don't know. We don't know who passed, who urinated. We don't know who passed, who was spat. We don't know. But yet we see these beautiful flowers, and all we see when we see them is the beauty. And I said, why can't we just look at each other, no matter the story, no matter the soil, and see beauty too? You know, that's what I desire for people to do. Stop looking behind. Stop trying to turn the door to see what can I say about this person to talk about, to bring them down, to dim their light. Why can't you shine? Why can't I shine? Why can't you shine?
Yes.
You see what I mean? So that's how I see it. So I believe that this book is going to be good. I know the book, I know the stories, and it's going to be good. I mean, there's no better person to talk about yourself anyway.
That's right.
So yeah, so I'm looking forward, guys. And if you're watching, I know you have folks who watch from overseas. If you're watching, trust me, you will get your copy. Yes. So I want to move to the next question, because I said this is the final part where we wrap up. Who were you thinking about? Who were you thinking about when you decided to write the book and also share your story in Easy Magazine? The audience.
When I first started to write, the book was for me. Because I never thought...
Okay, but then you buy all the copies then.
I
just
never
kidding.
thought that anything that I wrote, anything that I've been through was enough to write a book.
Yes.
I had low self-esteem. So to write a book about myself, I didn't even think anybody would want it to start with.
I find that very hard to believe, but anyway. No, I understand. I say that only because obviously a lot of times we look at persons externally and we think because they're what we like to say are extroverted that they don't have low self-esteem. But if you would remember, I share my show that I had low self-esteem. I had to go through a whole lot to come out of it.
A lot
so
of persons that suffer with that cover themselves too. So
you got it. Absolutely.
So you add stuff to feel better because you really don't on the inside.
That's right.
So when I wrote the book, as I said, I didn't think it was for anyone. I didn't think it was for sale. I didn't think it was going to be good enough to publish. But as the time passed and I realized how many persons out there are going through things, how many persons feel like they're going through things alone, how many persons commit suicide because they can't deal with life anymore, I started to write with intent. And I started to write thinking that my audience would be 9 and 10-year-old girls before they got molested, so that they would know how to prevent it and how to say something, because I think you really should say something.
Yes.
Despite I didn't until I was an adult, that was the wrong thing to do. I think that we hear it all the time, but as children, I'm not speaking to the adults now, I'm speaking to the children, regardless of how your mom feels, regardless of how you feel, say something. Initially, that's who my audience was, in my mind. But as I said earlier, when you meet a lady that's 70 years old that say that the things that you speak inspire her at 70, it changes the perspective of who your audience is. It changes the whole dynamic of how you even think about your book. And the outpouring of support and calls, it's so vast that I no longer have a target audience.
That's right.
I have men who are actually going to buy the book because they subscribe to the channel and they like the transparency. So my book is for any person at this stage who has been through something, who might have a daughter, who might have a mother or wife, so that they would understand that person or their experience from a perspective that is not theirs.
Wonderful. So you heard it. Final question. Well, before we go to the final, why did you keep it a secret for such a long time?
That is the question that has haunted me my whole life.
Wow.
I knew that because I didn't say it the very first time, I could not say it. Because then people will wonder, why you let it happen 3 times? Are you sure you didn't want it? Are you sure it's not because you didn't like it? And those questions kind of made me keep it even longer. Initially though, the reason why I did not intend to say anything is because of my mother. People
so you protected your sister, protected your mom.
People assume that a child would not tell its mother because it's going to get lashes or because your mother is not going to believe you. And for me, that was never the truth. I never thought for once that she would not believe me. But what I did know is that she was already hurt. And when my dad left, she cried and cried. And most mornings she woke up with her eyes swollen. Or she would go to the backyard.
Wow, my gosh. How did you know to do all this? I don't mean to interrupt you, but my heart is like, how did you know to protect sister, mom, and look at 9? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, guys, but it's like almost like my heart is. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
And every time I would say, Mom, what's wrong? Because even as a parent, we think we fooling our children, you know. But we really aren't, because children have a mind of their own and they understand patterns and behaviors more than we think. So most times I would say, Mom, what's wrong? And she would say, oh, my belly hurting me, or my head hurting me. And in my mind, I'm like, no, Mom, you're just sad. In my head, I wouldn't say it because that would be rude. But I knew she was hurt. I knew she was heartbroken. And then we had to worry about the bills and going on welfare and all of that. So when this thing happened to me, I could not imagine her going back to that place. I could not imagine her being sad all over again and wondering all over again, where am I going to get the money? How am I going to get? So I just felt, suck it up.
That's a
And let's stay happy.
huge responsibility for a 9-year-old though. But I don't know how what happened to you at that age? How were you so strong? And
I can't say that I knew what I was doing at the time. What I would say now in hindsight, I was always very responsible because it was only the 3 of us, and my mom had to work, so I had to take my sister to school. There were times that I had to do stuff to eat and all that. So I probably felt I was a woman, I don't know. But what I would say is that because God is using it now, He was in it then. And not in it to cause it or anything. But even then, he saw something he could use and he protected it to the best of his ability. That's the most I could say.
That's so amazing and so inspiring at the same time. Guys, I hope that you really are being inspired today. I'm going to close by just having you share some encouraging words for anyone that's, right as we said, that's going through this right now. Because we know that this is something that's happening even as we speak. That's going through this right now or who have been through it. What would you say to those persons?
The first thing I'd advise is to say something. It doesn't have to be your mother. It could be a friend. It could be a relative. It could be a teacher. Just tell somebody, because it would save you from years of pain and going through stuff that you would not ordinarily go through if you did not have to experience that. That's one, if you're a child. As a parent, what I would say to you, if you suspect that your child is being molested, when the child tells you no, prod, pray, leave work and check back, call in sick and come back home. Do everything in your power to find out what the truth was. Because what I would say too is my mom did take me to the doctor, and I'm thinking, good, today she's going to know the truth. And when the doctor could not tell if I was a virgin or not, it broke my heart, because she accepted this is the doctor, he knows best. And in that moment I was like, good, I am going to get found out today, because I could not say it. But I wanted it to be found out.
Yes. For her to ask you, like, what happened? Who did this?
I wanted them to dig deep enough to find out. So all I had to say is yes. But I didn't have the strength to actually tell it at the time. So as a parent, I would implore that you do everything in your power to find out if the things that you are suspecting or hearing is true. And more often than not, yes, there are a few stories out there that would be far-fetched. But I remember my teacher, my mom telling me as an adult that my teacher would have told her. Which is what made her take me to the doctor. But I never knew.
And you never told your teacher?
No, I denied it to her too. there are always signs. So if your teacher says it, if your child's teacher says it, and the child says no, and the doctor don't see any evidence, there has to be something to go by.
Yes.
Try to eliminate the people around you to see if the environment changes the child. Just try. Just try. If you're going through it now, there's nothing I can say to make you feel better. All I will tell you is that there is no better feeling than saying something. For me, it was God that helped me to come out on the other side. It took me a long set of winding roads.
Yes.
But if I had known God then, I probably would have not have to go through a lot of the roads I went through.
Yes.
But it is hard, and you don't have to be strong for anybody. You just have to do what's best for you, and the best thing you could do is say something to somebody.
That's such brilliant and beautiful and excellent encouragement. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my goodness. I so admire your bravery, guys. The only thing I would add to that is, even if it means going to the mirror, because a lot of times we keep that voice inside. So even if it means going to the mirror and say, I've been molested, I've been abused, I do not deserve this, I did not ask for this. Talk it out. Talk to that person in the mirror, because by you speaking it out, it would even encourage you to tell somebody. Once you can get it out from inside, you then will share it to somebody that you trust.
One more thing.
Of course.
It's never your fault.
That's right.
That is, for me, the most fundamental thing.
That's right.
We think we were too short. We at that age, there's nothing you could do to invite it or cause it.
That's
Just know that the person that's doing it to you has a problem, and they need to get their problem fixed. It's
That's
not
right.
you.
More than a problem, sick.
Yeah.
Need some deliverance. Hallelujah. So guys, oh my goodness, Onika, thank you so much. Thank you. Guys, that's it for today. My battery is blinking and I don't want it to cut out. So guys, we love you. Thank you so much. We hope that you were inspired. Please don't forget to go to the Onika Talks show. I'm going to put it all here, and her Instagram is all going to be here. So we love you, and you know we have to do the Need Ear dance to close. Come on the Need Ear show, we talk excellence, because excellence is a choice, and in all you do, aim for
Excellence.
You got it. So now you know that. Let's do it. Excellence. Come on. Excellence.